Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this episode, we're going to burn the boats. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Believe in Self. My name is Greg, and thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell just so you get notified when I post up new videos. All right, so this episode is going to be about burning the boat. Now, you're probably wondering, like, what the hell is he talking about, burning the boat? So a few days ago, I had a conversation with my cousin, and we're both on our entrepreneurial journey. We've been entrepreneurs for some time now, and he was talking to me about how he would listen to Tony Robbins, and he's been listening to Tony Robbins for a while. And in one of Tony Robbins' videos, I assume I haven't listened to it, I don't know which one exactly he's speaking of, he said that you got to burn your boats. So in that context, he was saying that when people go into business or try to do things for themselves, they tend to have like a plan A, B, C. If this doesn't work, I'm going to do this. If that doesn't work, I'm going to do this. And they have an escape route. So in essence, what he's saying is burn your boats. There should be only one plan, and that's the plan to get it done. So he was telling me that how throughout the years of him trying to start a business, and he was able to do this and do that and try to focus in on what exactly he wanted to do, he had all these different plans instead of just having one plan. So he found what he wanted to do, and now he's going forward with it. He burnt his boats. So this is what he's doing. He's going to be starting his podcast soon. It's called Grow For It Now. So when he does post his podcast, I'll be sure to shout him out. So go check him out. So after we both got done speaking about his idea of burning the boat and having one thing that he wants to do, I sat back and I thought about why the businesses that I've started and closed, and whether they failed or different things happened, why didn't they work out? And I thought about it long and hard. And one of the reasons why is that I didn't burn my boats. I always had if this doesn't work, I'm gonna do this. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna do that. So for instance, what I mainly thought of was my towing business. I owned a towing company for 5 years. And right before the pandemic hit in 2019, I sold my company, I sold my trucks, sold everything. I got rid of the building that I was renting out. I was there for like 5 years. And thinking back of all the things that I could have done differently made me realize why I wasn't as successful as I needed to be. So when I first started out, I was doing roadside assistance. So if you were to call AAA or your insurance company and you had roadside coverage on your vehicle, you would call them, give them all your information, and then they would find who was the closest vendor to that area, who covered that area, and they would send out a message or call a couple of companies to see who can go and pick up the vehicle or assist that customer. So I covered a specific area, and this specific area, let's say, was like a 10-mile radius from my base. So whenever I would get a call, I would hop in my tow truck and I would go to assist that customer, whether it was a tow, a jump start, tire change, whatever it was. I usually was able to help the customer out. So after a while, I started to notice, like, the pay wasn't that great. You think these towing companies are making like all this money doing roadside assistance. They're not. It's more volume. The more volume you have, the more money that you make. And I was like, how can I find a way to supplement what I'm doing? So then I would find different vehicles or things like that, going long distances and paying more of a steady income. So I would find a car, let's say for instance in Brookhaven, where they would have like when your car gets into an accident and the insurance company totals the vehicle out, they would take that car then to an auction. So what happens is people buy these vehicles and then you have to arrange your own towing. So I set it up to where I can have people contact me to go pick up their vehicles from Copart, then take it to wherever they were. So I usually cover like New York State in total, New Jersey, Connecticut, and some of Pennsylvania. And occasionally I would get tows that went down to like Florida, but that was rare. But I've done it like 2 or 3 times It definitely wasn't worth the money, and it was a waste of time. But I figured that I can make more money doing that. And I kind of went away from doing the roadside. I shied away from doing the roadside stuff because I was on the road and they would call me. I'm like, I'm not in the area. And the calls went from, getting 10 calls a day to getting 5 calls a day to getting no calls a day, because I figured I can make more money over here doing this than doing the roadside assistance. Again, with roadside assistance, it was more quantity. So the more you did, the more money you get paid out. So you also have to keep an account of paying insurance, fuel, and then whatever other miscellaneous things that you had to pay for the day. So you had to make an X amount of money to cover what it would cost to run that truck for that day. And also if you had someone working for you, dispatching, whatever the case may be. So I did that for some time and I made a little bit better money, but it wasn't exactly what I thought it was. So then I said, how can I cut down on my time from doing these long distance transports to locally, but I'm making money. So then I went into one of these auction houses like Copart IAA and asked them like, hey, I want to sign up to be a vendor to pick up the cars that I crashed. So I did that. I signed up. I got a couple of cars and I would do like 8 cars a day and you would make X amount. That was a little bit better money, but it wasn't what I thought it would be. And it was like one of those things to where you're just like, what the hell am I doing? Like I was slowly building up my roadside account, but I wasn't busy enough to where I needed another truck, but I was busy enough to where this one truck I was running all day, but it wasn't the money that I wanted to make. So it was one of those hard decisions to where I'm trying to find out what worked for me, and it didn't. So I believe that if I would have stuck with doing the roadside, eventually I would have been able to buy another truck, put another driver in that truck, and then build my business from there. But I wanted money now and I wanted it fast, and I didn't realize that you kind of have to have that consistency and not looking for that quick dollar. And I believe that that's what my issue was. And looking back is kind of like, damn, I really could have made this something. But in the end, I'm actually glad that I went through that for that 5 years, and I sold my company and my vehicles, everything in 2019 before the pandemic hit. From what I understand, a lot of towing companies were, some of the really big ones were busy still, but the small guys, they were there was nothing out there. No one was driving. There was, not many cars were breaking down, especially like if you're on the highway and you have a contract with that highway, you can't tow off of the highway because it's unauthorized. All right. So that was a little bit about my last business and why I believe that it didn't work, because I was going too many places. Now with this current business venture that I'm on with Believe in Self, I feel this is more my lane, because now I can help people just like you figure out exactly what their purpose is and how to build the mindset that they need to be consistent, focused, and have the self-discipline to be where they want, provide a future for themselves. So I came up with this concept last year. And all the businesses that I've had, I've always wanted to help people, and me helping people were in different ways. So the towing, I was helping people, where they were broken down side of the road. I owned a fitness gym. I did car shows. So I had a couple of things that I was doing. I repaired credit at a certain point, rabbit hole that don't want to go down in public. So that is why I got into wanting to help people find their purpose, because I found that just by having regular conversations with people, they tend to kind of realize that, I can do this or I can do that. And it's just not for me trying to inspire you and saying all these quotes and doing this and doing that. It's just having a regular conversation sometimes. And I think that people deep down inside have this urge or this fire that says you should be doing something else, but they don't know how to bring that out of themselves. So that's why I started the Believe in Self Corporation, and I wanted to make sure that people knew that there are things out there that they can do to provide for themselves and their families and provide the financial freedom and the time. So finding your purpose is something that can sometimes be difficult, because there are many layers that have to be peeled back as to what it is, why you want to do it, who you are as a person. And it took me some time to realize that. And it wasn't until after or during the pandemic, this is what I want to do, because I was praying and it was right in front of me. But, you know, I wanted to do it in the way that I wanted to do it and not in the way to where I was. And I believe my accident in 2007 would help me encourage, inspire, and show people that there are ways for you to do for yourself, to believe in yourself. It's all in your mind. I believe that believe in self will help people realize that you have a purpose. And you may not realize what your purpose is now, or you may have realized your whole life what your purpose is. And you're just not acting on it because of whatever reason. Maybe you're scared. But if you focus, you have self-discipline, and you're consistent every single day, that will pay off, right? I believe that believe in self will help others find their purpose so they can start their journey into helping others in whatever it is. So if you're a math teacher, if you're, I don't know, someone that likes building homes, whatever the case may be, you can help someone. So that's what the purpose of me talking to you and the business that I started to help people realize what that is. Because we all need a vehicle to put that in motion. You need money to do things, right? And by having extra money and not having to rely on getting your money from your job because you're giving them your time and they're paying you for your time, where you can create a passive income, that's what I want. That's what I want to show people. So that's why I'm dropping a book called The 7 Keys to Developing an Unbreakable Mindset. This book would actually show you 7 keys that I use to help develop the mindset that I have today, right? Going through the steam pipe explosion changed my whole mindset and the way I looked at everything, okay? Learning how to walk again, learning how to eat, learning how to use my hands changed my mindset and showed me that I can do anything that I put my mind to. All you have to do is just have self-discipline, focus, and a couple other things. So if you're interested in this ebook to learn how to find your purpose and to learn what these 7 keys are, click the link down below and it'll take you to a page where you can pre-order your book. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Hey, just make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, make sure you like this video and share it with 2 people. All I ask is you share it with 2 people, right? So I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.